Hey everyone, Stranger here. This is going to be a quick, simple, down and dirty video on how to defend against pirates boarding your ship. It's going to be no edits, no fancy music, no nothing. Just information for traders to try to survive a piracy encounter if they want to fight back and prevent those pirates from boarding their ship. First and foremost, before everything starts, one of the key things you got to do is don't trade in the damn noob suit. Put on a kit of armor. It really doesn't matter. Put on heavy core, heavy helmet. If you want to wear arms and legs, go for it. At the end of the day, as a trader, you're literally running from your ship into a terminal to push a button and then back to your ship. You're not doing long distance running and sprinting. The extra time you spend from wearing leg armor and carrying a little more gear is really irrelevant. So put on a decent kit. Grab whatever gun you want, something like an FS9, a P4, anything, and bring plenty of ammo for it. Heavy armor is good. You can carry 8 magazines normally with all the heavy armor kits and stuff. That's plenty of armor, or plenty of ammo to pretty much defend against these pirates. Make sure you have your multi-tool, as most traders already carry, some med pens, a med gun, and bring a backpack so you can throw some cruise lux in there, maybe some extra ammo. Carry some grenades too, you never know. Now, first and foremost, your ship gets soft death. One thing you should do before you get out that pilot seat is open all the exterior doors. Hit the button and get out of the seat. It doesn't seem like much, but when your ship is soft death, everything is unlocked. Pirates are going to EVA in, assuming you're in space, and this is going to be assuming you're in space. Pirates are going to EVA in and board your ship. You can't lock the doors, you can't do nothing to prevent it. But what you can do by opening all in something like a C2 is you can do a little bit of misdirection. Experienced pirates are going to go and give the ship a little sweep while their boarding team prepares to board. They're going to fly around the perimeter, look through the cockpit, see what they can see if you're still in the cockpit area, you know, whatever intel they can gather to give their boarding force. By opening all exterior in something like a C2, and we'll be talking about the C2 specifically in this video, is you do this. The ramp to the passenger elevator stays down. Now, normally when a ship is soft death, like a C2, it's taken enough damage in the rear that the rear ramp is already going to be down. The front ramp might be down, depending on how much fire you took there. But this ramp being down can throw a little bit of misdirection out here. Some pirates will look at this and they won't know whether you're out in EVA or if you're still on board. Use it to your advantage. If it makes the boarding team have to wait a few extra seconds so they can scan the area, it gives you more time to EVA and prepare for the boarding and defend your ship. Now, moving on from that, one of the most important things too is once your ship is soft death, you're out of the seat, some traders will sit here at the cockpit and they'll try to hold this area down. Now, this might seem great because you have a fatal funnel where pirates and boarding members are going to come through. And mind you, yes, this is all going to be in EVA, but for the sake of this video, to make it quicker and not have to EVA and play with those great mechanics, we're doing this right now with gravity. This seems like a good idea in concept, and really it is. But the problem is that right behind you, you have this big window. Boarding parties more than likely will send a ship or somebody on EVA to come look through this window to see specifically if you're holding this angle. Reality is, if you're holding this angle, they could wait you out. They could just completely ignore you. They could put somebody on the other side of all these airlocks and just wait for you to come out. Don't give them that intel. The less information you give these pirates, the better. The fact that you're out of your seat and in this ship, they don't know exactly where you are, but they know you're here. They'll keep scanning. So what I would advise is once you do all that, leave the bridge. Get out of here. Leave all these airlocks. Go through all 700 airlocks that the Hercules has and make your way somewhere to the back of the ship. Now, here is where problem 2 comes with some traders. For whatever reason, they're going to rush downstairs. They'll either go down the ladder or take the elevator down to the lower deck. Now, in theory, you'd say, yeah, I want to meet these pirates head on, but what these two things have created here, it's the only 2 entry points to get to the upper deck of a C2, and they're right next to each other. This is kind of a godsend because you can kind of cover both of these at once with very little issue. And with as borky as EVA mechanics are, anybody boarding this elevator is going to have gravity. Yeah, it's a bug, I think, but they're going to be with gravities, which means that when they leave the threshold of this elevator here, there's a good chance that they're going to get that really, really honky EVA animation where they kind of just spin like a pretzel. If you're set up for that and you catch them during that animation, they're not going to even have a chance to shoot back at you, let alone probably see where you are. Now, the counter to that is pirates can come up this ramp and have a little more consistent EVA. However, there is counters to this, and that would be on another video, but you can pretty much block this with a 2 STU box. Yes, I know. It's doable. It's been done. I've been on the back end over here, and there will be a video on how to counter this because there is counters for all that. And it's really not as complicated as people think. It's a good strat, but like everything in this game, it's not fail-proof. So, you're up here, you're holding this area, and you decide, all right, where to set up. Good thing with the Hercules is that it's a very big, long ship, and it does give you a lot of decent angles. One angle that I would recommend is when you're in EVA, you'll be able to pretty much just peek right over this rail and hold this little angle here. Anybody coming around that corner over there is pretty much in your line of sight. If you get a good EVA and you're pretty much just holding closer to that rail, but about this angle here, you can literally just watch right here and get every pirate coming through. Now, can they swarm you? Can desync at you? Yes, absolutely. Nothing, like I said, is fail-proof in this game, but this gives you a fighting chance. Another good angle that you might want to explore is to come on the opposite side, where now you have some more pillars. Now, this is a little more complicated because there is some things you got to contend with. However, you know, you don't want to stand, like I've seen some traders do, over here. This is a very, very, very bad angle to be, because as they come up that elevator, they're going to see you right here, and by the time the animation of that glass opens, they're just going to pre-fire you. They're going to pre-fire. You can try pre-firing them, but if there's two of them on that elevator or a second one comes up that ramp or that ladder at the same time, you're pretty much toast. At that point in time, just, you know, put your shit in local inventory, hope that you can respawn and come back to your body marker. You can, if you want, hide inside habitation. You can hide, you know, down here the recreation area and stuff like that. Reality is these aren't really that great to set up an ambush because, again, you can kind of be pinched in here and there's really nowhere for you to hide. These are just big open areas where you really don't have cover. You can try to cover that side over there, but your back is exposed to another entry point. If they decide to push you at the same time, you're kind of done. You know, you could go back yourself into the armory of the M2 or A2 if you're traded in that, but at the end of the day, your best angle is out here. The other option you have too for a C2 boarding is you could or could not open all, but you could also, the moment your ship gets soft death, rush the elevator. Rush the elevator out here, take the elevator outside, and just beat feet to EVA. As fast as you can, as far away from the ship as you can. Fight the temptation to shoot the first people you see from the boarding party. If you decide to bail from the ship, you're going to be a pretty much silent observer for a while. Time is on your side as the trader here. This is a time you go to Discord and hail for org mates, or you can request assistance from anti-piracy groups. If there's people in the server that you know, request them. The one thing I wouldn't do is don't give any real-world information through global chat. The pirates are always monitoring global chat. That's how we get a lot of our intel, is you guys will accidentally type something in there, maybe meant for a party, or say something that we can deduce we know what you're doing, and that's how we can set up some snares and catch you guys really easy. So don't give any advantage to us. It's not that hard. Just go radio silent and watch. Time is on your side. If you're in a C2 and you have 696 SCUs a barrel, these pirates are going to have to call in logistics. They're going to have to call in a Caterpillar or another C2. If it's only 3 or 4 of them, it's going to take them a little while to offload this ship and load it onto their cargo ship. Use the time to observe, to see what they're doing. Coordinate with your forces. If you only have, let's say, a group of 3 or 4 pirates, and let's say they're all in their own ships, so you got 3 or 4 ships, well, you're going to have more than likely 1 pirate inside the C2 unloading cargo from here. Let's say they have a Caterpillar here, well, you're going to have 1 inside the Caterpillar loading cargo there. You might have 1 working the middle, or in either one of those ships, whichever is going slower, whether the offload or the onload, and you're going to have 1 more than likely just providing security. So in theory, anybody that comes to counterattack these pirates only has to immediately contend with 1 ship, potentially. Now, maybe it's a multi-crew ship, so maybe they have 1 offload, 1 onload, and 1 person in a multi-crew ship, let's say a Cuddy Blue with a turret gunner. If you can get 2 or 3 people to join a party with you, jump to you and coordinate, and all jump together and come in at the same time, you can put a good world of hurt on that 1 person that's Overwatch right now. The other guys are going to have to scramble and make the decision. Do we go back to our ships and fight this counter attack that's coming to us right now? Or do we try to bail out with a prize ship? That misdirection there, that could be the moment where you now, who've been EVA patiently waiting, can get into position now where those pirates might be a little panicked and a little confused trying to, you know, react to the situation. Now you can go out there and shoot them with your FPS weapon. It's all about timing, patience, and just really not overthinking things. It really is simple. If you're just a trader that does this just because you don't care, you want to throw a movie on a second monitor, run around, sell some space cargo with, you know, no real purpose for anything, then by all means, backspace, Alt F4, do whatever you want. But if you want to have a fighting chance, these simple little tactics that I just talked about right now are probably some of the best defenses you can have to fight off a group of pirates. And quite honestly, it'll probably be really fun. At the end of the day, your ship is soft death, it's dead in the water. You're gonna die. You're gonna have a body marker here. You're gonna have to try to find the ship. Why not go out with a real bang and give these guys a run for their money? It's worth it. At the end of the day, I think it's worth it. You're not gonna lose much. You're gonna lose 20 or 30,000 credits worth of gear that really you can go do a bunker run and replace in 10 minutes, and you engage in some good, fun gameplay. Now, that's not to say that being on the pirating end is fun. It does kind of suck to get your ship destroyed and potentially lose your cargo, but go out swinging. Give these guys a run for their money. I'd be lying to tell you right now, if every trader we've soft deathed or snared or distorted that we've got their cargo, there have been guys that have surprised us. There have been guys that have fought back and won. It happens. It really does happen. And quite honestly, a lot of these guys that have fought back and won, we actually have built really good relationships with. So don't be scared. Don't venture outside with the normal, just throwing on a noops it is, go selecting a button on a terminal, flying to another place to push another button. Get a kit. Basic kit is all you need. Just some heavy armor, some grenades, plenty of ammo, good FPS weapon that you like, and that's it. With all that said, this is Stranger. I hope you guys get a little bit of information from this, and hopefully it helps you out there in case you encounter pirates. We'll see you guys. Be safe.